Hey Eagle Nation, it's Whitney Haworth here with Carter Collins, the head coach of the Georgia Southern men's golf team. And Coach Collins, super excited to have this spring season getting started for you all. You head to the Gator Invitational down in Gainesville, Florida. But first, you've already gotten some action for some of your team with the Thomas Sharkey Individual Collegiate. So before we jump into the team portion of the spring, let's talk about this past week with the individual competition that you saw here in Statesboro. Who all was involved in that, and what did you take away from those 2 days?
So the Thomas Sharkey Individual was a great opportunity for the guys to knock off some competitive rust. We had 8 guys able to get some competition under their belt, which was awesome. Normally we play 5 or 6, so it was nice to kind of get an increased amount. We saw a lot of competition and a lot of good results. 5 of our Eagles finished inside the top 25. We had 2 in the top 11, and Parker Claxton won the event, went 9 under, won by 4 over some great competition. So we made a lot of progress this week.
I know it was a great week for Parker, second tournament that he's been able to start in and gets that victory. So what did it mean for someone of his age and his experience to do that, and especially being a local boy?
It's rare to see that kind of composure that he showed throughout the entire event. I mean, the guys that were chasing him have way more experience than him, especially in that situation of trying to win a golf tournament in college, and for him to handle it like he did was extremely impressive and exciting for the future. Being a freshman, we have a lot more time with Parker, so if he keeps progressing, it's going to be an exciting career for him. But very excited about all the guys, and I think this means a lot for Parker moving forward, but also the team.
And then now as we move forward into the team competition, obviously coming off of a successful 2022 spring season, what is your first kind of thought moving into this portion of the year?
We're boring. We just want growth. We don't celebrate a whole lot. We leave that for the end of the season when you kind of look back on what you've been able to accomplish or things you should work on. But we just want growth. And week by week, if we feel like we're growing as a team and learning from our mistakes and getting better at our strengths, and then it'll add up to something good in the end. But we don't worry about too much other than that.
You take a look at the lineup that you're going to take into Gainesville: Ben Carr, Mason, Wilson, Hogan, Parker obviously won that this past week at the Sharkey. Kind of give us a little bit of a rundown of why those particular 5.
Well, they've earned it. We did a long string of qualifying after we got back in January, and that included the Sharkey. So there was a lot of great scores from those 5 and really other guys that weren't able to make the lineup. But a lot of great competition around the 4, 5, 6 spot, and Parker set himself apart by winning the Sharkey, and Hogan was very consistent since he came back in January. So we're excited about that lineup. 4 out of those 5 played in the Gator last year. 3 of those 5 have played in the Gator multiple years. So we've got a lot of experience with this golf course, which can be a little quirky, so we're excited to have some built-in experience there before we head down. But it's a young lineup, especially in the back end, but it's also got some leadership and experience in the front end. So we'll see what we can do with it, but we're very excited about the guys that are traveling.
And you talk about that leadership. Obviously, we can't not talk about Ben Carr, the U.S. amateur finalist. Obviously, it'll be a fun spring for him, not only competing for Georgia Southern, but the opportunity to also compete in Augusta at the Masters. So when you look at him and the growth that he's had since being here in Statesboro, what has it meant to see how he's developed?
Wow, it's tough to think about. It's been arrived here in 2018, and it's been a roller coaster ride for him. Way more ups and downs, but he's fought through a lot, and he's matured as a person, as a leader, as a teammate, and as a player. And to see him have these opportunities is very gratifying. And I've just got a lot of appreciation for Ben and what he's meant to this program and to me personally. And to think that we have a guy on our team who's playing a full college schedule, but also has 3 PGA Tour events coming up in the next 6 months is a little strange to kind of think about, but it's also very exciting at the same time. So we couldn't be more excited for Ben, and just we're very appreciative of what he's meant to all of us.
Well, Coach, you say that you're a boring team. I beg to differ. I think it's going to be a very exciting and eventful spring for you all. I can't wait to see what's to come. So thanks so much for joining me.